break. But anyways, I'm gonna try to get back to regular making out these videos, and I got my Spider Bite Venom cocoa mix. This time I don't have the whipped cream in there, but it's basically unsweetened cocoa, a little stevia, and some cinnamon, and usually I add a little vanilla, but I ran out of vanilla, so I gotta go to the store. Possibly didn't get that. And then also I have my Spider Bite Venom drink, which is carbonated water, usually Perrier water, and some little lime juice, and usually if I'm fasting, which I'm about to talk about in a second, I add a little salt, potassium, and also I will add, well, I guess that's it. And then right now, got my soup. I made this the other day. This is my beef broth soup. I added top sirloin, chopped it up to nice little pieces, and also added some ground beef. And then added some onions, tomatoes, bell peppers. It's really good. Curry powder, turmeric. It's and a little spinach. It's fantastic. Gives you a little gas though. So garlic, which I'm gonna talk about that in a second too. Which I got to figure out how I can get the gas down. Maybe it's because of the vegetables, because I'm on a keto diet, and even though you can have keto with vegetables, the vegetables always tend to give me gas. So, and I don't like that, because I like the fact that keto, especially I'm more leaning towards the carnivore diet. There's really hardly any gas in my diet. So, anyways, I'm going to start a fast probably next week, next Saturday, or this Saturday, day after tomorrow, or whatever. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to use a couple things I got going on as a way to be convenient about my fasting routine. I haven't done a fast in a while, but I'm trying to go for a 72-hour fast, or maybe even longer. We'll see what happens. And also this topic I'm going to talk about today. Oh, before I do that, the garlic. You're talking about. I wish I could eat this every day, or I'm starting to add garlic in everything I do eat, because your libido, your sex drive is just crazy. But anyways, the topic I'm going to talk about today is I wrote a couple articles and even posted some breaking news. Some ongoing breaking news about Tyler and RSD, and how he's trying to take his company in the next direction. And then also how it seems like Ozzie, who's my favorite coach at RSD, seems like he's either left the company or is no longer with them. And the more I've been checking different forums and whatnot, it seems like maybe because of the direction that Tyler's going, looks like maybe Ozzie's not going to stick around with that. So I'll talk a little bit about that. Also, I'm going to talk a little bit about dog training. I've been writing a lot of articles about Bitch Training 101, which is just dog training, taking dog training videos and combining it with my own experience in pickup, and then basically improving my game. And I think the workbook that I'm writing right now is going to be really beneficial for the guys in the pickup community. So anyways, as you know, Ozzie, was never a fan of self-help. I was never a fan of self-help myself. Although I do think it has its place. We even bought some self-help products from RSD, and I'm not going to say that they didn't help me on some level, but what I realized, and this is probably what me and Ozzie more or less the same age, is that, self-help has really very little to do with pickup. I mean, you could say, oh, it's all about becoming a better version of yourself and becoming more attractive and all that. But and that's all fine and dandy. Like, as much as I mock people who, try to be high value or some silly nonsense like that, I do at the same time say, do your best, look your best. I mean, I've spent thousands of dollars on dental work and stuff like that, and I'm about to, after this next fast I'm going to go on, I'm going to update my wardrobe, stuff like that. But the reason why, in my opinion, self-help has little to do with pickup is because a lot of guys will go into pickup or any endeavor and try to go about it backwards. It's like let's say you need to go to the grocery store and buy some groceries, and yet when you want to pick up some groceries, instead of going the normal route that you would normally take, you for some reason you go on the other side of town, and then back across town the same direction that you went to, and then just to get your groceries. So good. But it really makes no sense. If you want to learn how to do pickup, in my opinion, and I think Ozzie would say the same thing. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but you have to learn this skill set without being, this enlightened, better version of yourself, or trying to be high value or more attractive and all that. Because once you see how it's possible to get what you want without all of the extra running around and all the extra stuff that other people will tell you have to do, then you realize that where true confidence comes from. I think a lot of people, I'm not saying everybody, but I think a lot of people will, if they do try to do self-help first and then do pickup, will find out that they're still not able to do pickup, even though they supposedly got themselves together and become more successful, make more money, became high value and all that. I mean, so one thing I learned early in life is self-development, anything that has to do with investing in yourself and making yourself better, you do it for you. You don't do it for, some girl. It never works. Trust me, I've tried. It just doesn't work. And my fear is that a lot of guys who try to get into pickup are going to think that if they study self-help first, that this is how they're going to get the girl. And it's just, to me, it's just backwards. I'm not saying don't do the self-help thing or don't study self-help and all that, but you have to understand, self-help has got nothing to do with pickup, in my opinion. It just basically has a lot to do with working on your procrastination, things that you need to iron out in your personal life, stuff like that. A lot of stuff that's obvious. A lot of stuff that your parents should have taught you. And yet, you know, a lot of these marketing gurus think you need to spend thousands of dollars on a product or seminar or something like that to go hear something that you should already know. I mean, there's only so many different ways, you know, in a rhetorical sense, you can say, you know, get up off your ass, you know, get yourself together. Nobody gives a damn about your feelings, all that stupid stuff. No, like, there's only so many ways you can say that. And yeah, you know, it's cute and clever, the different ways you can go about saying, you know, the most obvious things. But I mean, does it really make sense to pay thousands of dollars to hear all that? I mean, you know, most of that stuff you can just go online and find that stuff for free, you know. Like my first self-help book was Think and Grow Rich, and I think that's still the most powerful self-help book of all time, you know, despite what Tony Robbins and some of these other, you know, well-known self-help gurus have come out with. I think that's the book that I most remember, you know. I mean, we really talk about sexual transmutation and how a lot of, you know, our sex drive is really not just about, you know, having sex or you know, producing children and stuff like that, but really our creativity comes from that. You know, everything that you see in this world basically brought forth by man. You know, civilization is created by man. You know, all that stuff was because those men had basically a sexual transmutation, or however the book pronounced it, and the creativity to, you know, create civilization came out of that. So you know, that's why that book is so powerful. You know, everything else is just rhetorical gibberish, you know. So, I mean, and then when you look at pickup, and what is pickup? Pickup is basically fear. You know, it's basically you're afraid to go talk to a girl who you think is hot because you're afraid she's going to reject you. And what do? What most guys do to try to avoid the pain or try to respond to their fears is, you know, they learn all this self-help stuff, or they learn how to be high value, or it's just, you know, they learn how to pretend to be somebody that they're really not. And then when they get rejected anyways, you know, their situation gets worse. You know, they just add more fear. You know, now because, I mean, think about it. You study self-help, you become high value, and then you talk to a really hot girl, and then she tells you, you know, leave me alone, go away, I don't want to talk to you. You just went and got rejected as a high value man. Okay? So if you, you know, if you thought being high value was going to be the trick to avoid rejection, well, you just been proven to right there that that's not the case. You know, and I know the self-help gurus will tell you, no, we teach guys to face rejection and you know, get over their ego and all that stuff, but But at the same time, you tell them to build up their ego. You know, you tell them to be high value, and you know, it's like the brain doesn't work that way. Like, I've been doing a lot of research on how the brain works, and you know, with this code approach software language program that I'm developing, and it's just interesting how, you know, the brain has a lot of processes that it goes through to learn something. You know, it's not like it's just some random, you know, abstract nonsense. Like, there's actual pattern that's happening, a routine that's happening every time we learn something, and when that routine or pattern is interrupted, or it doesn't make much sense, then a lot of times our brains we can't really comprehend what's being taught to us. So, you know, when we're told on the one hand, oh, if we say this, she'll be attracted to us, or if we do this, you know, they become attracted to us, you know, or if we act this way, you know, we become more attractive, or stuff like that. What if it doesn't work? What are you going to learn then? See, now your brain's going to learn that even when you did those things, it didn't work, you know. And, you know, that's why, in my opinion, you have to be careful with that kind of stuff, because you're doing one thing to get something else, you know. And that, you know, going back to Ozzie, that's what I like about him, because he always kept that stuff separate, you know. He knew that if you want to go get the girl, you need to get over your fear of rejection, period. And that means it doesn't matter how you see yourself, you know, you go for it anyways. And it's just too bad that, you know, hopefully, you know, Ozzie will keep coaching pickup, but it seems like more and more he's no longer going to be with RSD, or he's not going to do it. So we'll see. You know, the other thing I want to talk about is and I'll just briefly mention this, is about the dog training. You know, the dog training is great because we don't do things to attract girls. What we do is we try to get girls to comply, because we realize that attraction doesn't mean anything. You know, however, if she's complying to whatever you want her to do, that means a lot, you know. So, and that's what dog training is all about. It's about understanding how compliance works, you know. Like, I can't get you to like, if I told you jump over a 10-foot wall and you never jumped over a 3-foot wall, you're not gonna be able to do it. You're not gonna be able to comply. However, if I train you how to first jump over a 3-foot wall and then put maybe a pole, so give you a pole so it can help you jump over the 10-foot wall, now you can be able to comply to that. And that's the understanding behind the dog training. You know, a lot of guys go into pickup thinking that, oh, I say this one thing to this girl, or I say this to that, and she's automatically going to comply. That's not understanding how compliance works. And that's why I'm writing the workbook about, you know, compliance, the compliance ladder. Everything you do is you gotta build a compliance ladder. It's not difficult, it's just, can't be afraid. Cause here's what happens, and it still happens to me. You know, you're talking to a really hot girl, and you manage to get her to comply just to the smallest thing, just like, say for instance, answering one of your opening questions or whatever to a conversation, and the first time that happens, you're like, whoa, I can't believe that actually worked. But then you become afraid to go to the next step, next compliance ladder. And this is why dog training got nothing to do with attraction, because that girl may just answer your questions out of politeness, which is fine, but if you're just relying on attraction, then you're going to be too afraid to lose it by getting them to comply with something even more difficult. If you leave out the attraction nonsense and you're actually able to get her to comply to more difficult things, you realize that, wow, this girl is doing all kinds of stuff for me, and it's got nothing to do with attraction. You know, I mean, you can end up kissing a girl or even taking her home, and you got nothing to do with, you know, because she found you high value or something. You know, because you put her through a process of complying. Little by little, you got her to comply to more and more. And next thing you know, you got the results that you want. But to understand compliance, you got to understand female psychology. And that's why I've been writing articles about female psychology, but we'll save that for another video. So anyways, finish my meal. Again, I'm trying to make more of these videos more frequent, so appreciate you tuning in. Hit like and subscribe, and until next time, keep taking action.